Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 2 math. You can find all the lessons on A plus students.com. Have to log in there using your email address and password is written. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 2 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter counting and number patterns. The lessons we're going to cover today are which even or odd number comes before or after, skip counting stories, skip counting puzzles, number lines up to 1000. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay, to the chapter we are right now is counting the number patterns. Let's just start with the lesson that is which even or odd number comes before or after. Even number comes before. So the even number that is before 0, you need to count back to, right? So 2 minus 2 is 0. So the number, even number that is before 2 is 0. Okay, the next one is which even number comes next? 2, 4, 6. So the next one is you need to add 2 to 6. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So the next even number is 8. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Which even number comes next? 0 to 4. So the next one is the next even number is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Which odd number comes before? So 3, 5, 7. So which number comes before 3? So the number that comes before 3 is 1. You have to subtract 2 out of 3. So 3 take away 2 is 1. So that is option number 2 is the correct option. Which odd number comes before 5, 7, 9? So which is the odd number before 5? Before 5, that is 3. Option number 3 is the correct option. Which odd number comes next? 2, sorry, 4, 6, 8. So which is the next one? That is 4, 6, 8. The next one is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which odd number comes next? 3, 5, 7. So the next one is the next odd number is 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. 9 first. Which even number comes before? That is 4, 6, 8, and 10. That is 4. Option number 3 is the correct option. 4 it is. Which odd number comes next? 1, 3, 5. That is 7. The next one is the last option is the correct option. Which even number comes before? The even number before 2 is 0. Option number 3 is the correct option. Which even number comes next? So which is the next one? That is 8. The next one is 8. Which even number comes before? That is 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. Which odd number comes before? That is 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next one is Skip counting stories. So let's just start with the lesson. Each closet has five. How many clothes are in four closets? So basically, these are the stories you have to complete using the skip countings. So what is skip counting? Like starting from 5, you don't have to count the numbers from 5 to 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. That means you skip 5 numbers. And then 15 plus 5 is 20. So that means in the fourth closets, there are 20 codes in both closets. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. What is even or odd? Even numbers are the numbers that can be easily divided by 2. They are 2, 4, 6, 8. They are the even numbers, right? These are the numbers that can be easily divided by 2, or these are the one you, that are in the table, right? And the numbers that are not even are the odd numbers. They are 1, 3, 5, 7. They cannot be divided by the 2. If you still have any question, you can ask. I will revise once again. So even numbers are the numbers that can be easily divided by 2. They are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And odd numbers are the ones that cannot be divided by 2. They are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Got it? Okay. We've already covered this even or odd lesson last week. Okay, each box has 4 bracelets. How many bracelets are in the 3 boxes? So each box has 4. That means that there's a skip counting by 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. The next one is 8 plus 4. That is 8 plus 4 is 12. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is 12. Each tin has 3 walnut cookies. How many walnut cookies are in it? 6. 10. So which is the correct option? So 12 plus 3, sorry, 15 plus 3 makes 15 plus 3 makes 18. Option number 2 is the correct option. So that means in the sixth tin there are 18 cookies. The correct option is 8. Each tree has 2 sparrows. How many sparrows are in 4 trees? So which is the correct option? That is 8. The next one is 8 because 6 plus 2 makes 8. So that is option number 3 is the correct option. Each tree has two sparrows. How many sparrows are in 4 trees? So which is the correct option? That is 8. Option number 3 is the correct option. Each lake has 4 fish. How many fish are in 6 lakes? So which is the correct option? That is 24. The next one is 20 plus 4. That makes 24. Option number 1 is the correct option. Each drawer in the dresser has 10 scarves. How many scarves are in 4 drawers? So which is the correct option? That is 30 plus 10, 40 it is. The correct option is 40. Each closet has 5 coats. How many coats are in 4 closets? So which is the correct option? That is 20. Option number 3 is the correct option. The fourth closet has 20 coats. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself even today. So let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is The next lesson is skip counting puzzles. Darren skip counted starting at 65 until he reached 89. Would he be counting by fives? So starting from 65, you skip counting by 5. So then 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Yeah, you do not count 89 when you skip count by 5. So that means no. We started at 65 and we reach 89. That means you are not counting by 5. Let's just start with the test questions. Yeah, Daniel skip counted by twos, beginning at 10. Should he have set the number 30? Start from 10 and skip counting. Right? 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. Yes. The correct option is yes. Skip counted by 2 starting at 10, and yes, we said that by 30. Option number 1 is the correct option. Alexa began at 20. She skipped counted until she got to 30. Should he have been counting by tens? So she started at 20, right? And she still counting until she got to 50. Should she have been counting by tens? Yes, she have been. She has been counting by tens. Option number 1 is the correct option. Joseph skip counted beginning at 28 until he got to 63. Would he be counting by fours? Starting from 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 64. So that means no. Could he be counting by fours? The correct option is no, she's not. counting by. Lara skip counted by threes, starting at 57. Could she have said by the number 81? So let's start with 57 and keep adding the three, right? That is 57, 60, 63, 66, 69, 72, 70, 78, 81. The correct option is yes. The correct option is 81. That is yes. Patrick started at 20. He skipped counted by 5. Could he have set the number 38? The correct option is no. If we skip counted by 5, he cannot set 38. Oliver started at 62. He skipped counting until he got to 80. Could he have been counting by twos? So the correct option is yes, he skipped counting by twos. The correct option is yes. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is that is number lines up to 1000. Select the missing number. So find the number that comes between 731 and 733. So the number between 731 and 733 is 730. Let's just start with the test questions. Type the missing number. The next number after the 5 is that is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. It is. Which number comes just before 658? The number that comes just before 658 is 657. Option number 2 is the correct option. Type the missing number. The missing number is 571. Option number 1 is the correct option. Type the missing number. That is 690. The last option is the correct option. Select the missing number. That is 942. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 415. Option number 1 is the correct option. Select the missing number. That is 20 option number two is the correct option. Which number comes after 24? That is 25. Option number two is the correct option. Select the missing number. That is 318. Option number one is the correct option. Select the missing number. That is 358. Option number three is the correct option. Which number comes between 182 and 184? That is 183. The last option is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself with it today. So we were working on the math. Chapter we were working on is counting and number patterns. The lessons we have covered today are even and what number comes between after, before, skip counting stories, skip counting puzzles, and number lines up to 1000. So please make sure to go to next session. You can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can the question in the chat box and here to answer questions. So many questions. No questions. Okay, then that's all for today. In the next session. Bye, everyone.